Hi guys, it's Liberty for All here again with another video just demonstrating the absolute and utter lunacy that certain networks and journalists are trying to push in a desperate attempt to get the unvaccinated vaccinated, just basically saying anything. In this segment, MSNBC anchor Joy Reid is going to equate getting the vaccine as the same thing as eating blue Froot Loops. I kid you not. Watch it. I'll be back with my take.
All right, everyone. Good evening, everyone. TGIF to all of us. And we begin the readout tonight with a first lady, namely the late, great Eleanor Roosevelt, whose husband, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt, contracted a paralyzing disease, polio, for which there was no vaccine, and who once said, with freedom comes responsibility. Today, in the face of a very different outbreak for which there is a free and readily available vaccine, too many Americans certainly want their freedom, just not the responsibility. And it turns out the primary freedom they want is the freedom to be stupid. Take a look at this map, this devastating map, blood red with COVID. Or take a look at this child, just 9 years old and hospitalized with COVID, fighting for her life. These images literally do not matter to the millions of Americans who are refusing the medical breakthrough miracle known as the COVID vaccine. They're turning up their noses at it, claiming, they're doing their own research, mostly on Facebook and TikTok. So they know better than the scientists and the doctors. I mean, it's plainly stupid. But then again, look at who their leaders are. Starting, of course, with the mad queen of the GQP, Margie Green.
I hear Alabama might be one of the most unvaccinated states in the nation. Well, Joe Biden wants to come talk to you guys. He's going to be sending one of his police state friends to your front door to knock on the door. Yeah, well, what they don't know is in the South, we all love our Second Amendment rights. And we're not real big on strangers showing up on our front door, are we?
Well, this is an event, apparently a stupid and guns event in Alabama. Media were not allowed in. Could it be because she just literally threatened to shoot government and public health workers? Just a thought. Meanwhile, over in North Carolina, we have Republican Congressman and Hitler tourist Madison Cawthorn equating masks to child abuse during a school board meeting.
You have muzzled their voices just like you have muzzled our children. You passed this mask mandate without input from those who hold you accountable because you knew it was wrong. You knew it would never withstand the scrutiny of the public. I've witnessed swampy backdoor tactics from corrupt bureaucrats in Washington, D.C., but what you have done here today puts that all to shame.
Can we muzzle your voice, Madison? Your voice is stupid right now. These so-called leaders are retooling their party in scorched earth fashion around vaccine refusal. The alleged right to life party that loves telling other people how to live is now championing the right to die. And along with it, the right to take innocent people with them by spreading the virus to their parents, their neighbors, and to babies and strangers in the Walmart. This party has blood all over its hands. It's positively homicidal. And their constituents, they're just sipping on the Jonestown Kool-Aid.
We're going to be living with people dying if we do not increase our vaccination rates. So I still need to get that message out.
What's in the vaccine? Give me the insert sheet.
Do you believe COVID is real?
I believe there's people dying of illnesses. I'm not quite sure what COVID is.
This is an experimental vaccine. It has not been tested long enough. I'm a nurse. I'm very concerned about the long-term side effects.
What will save lives, Governor? And it's not the vaccine.
What's in the vaccine? What's in Froot Loops? What makes them blue? You eat that. You put that in your body. Anyway, that is right. They won't even listen to their Republican governors or the public health officials with public health degrees. No. They listen only to Tucker Carlson and the self-appointed experts in their Facebook conspiracy groups. And their latest trick is championing a new bogus cure for COVID-19 as an alternative to just getting the daggone vaccine. Namely, an anti-parasitic drug used to treat scabies in people and prevent heartworm disease and other infestations in animals. Seriously. But because human doses of the drugs are hard to come by, people are now raiding supplies used for horses and consuming it as, wait for it, just wait, horse paste. Ah, yes, horse paste, packed with apple flavor, along with sleep drench and swine injections. Anything but the logical, simple step of just taking the free shot because we're the stupid country. We started with compassion for those who, were afraid of the vaccine. I was nervous about the vaccine back when Trump was president because he's a psychopath. And I don't want a psychopath rushing a vaccine out before the election just to get himself reelected. I was worried about that. And I had friends that were all nervous about it. My godmother was nervous about it. But once it was explained to me, including on this show by people like you, and once it was explained to me by Dr. Vin Gupta how this vaccine came about, where Pfizer and Moderna came from, once I understood who developed the Moderna vaccine, that it's Dr. Kizzmekia Corbett, once I got actual information from experts, I was convinced and convinced other people. But there's a whole group of people who don't want to be convinced, Dr. Roy, and I wonder how frustrating it is for you as somebody who's got family in a country, as I do, where COVID is running rampant outside of the United States, where they can't get the damn vaccine, to see people go, you know what, I don't want it. I did my own research on TikTok. How frustrating is that for you?
Joy, I'll tell you exactly just how frustrating it is to hear journalists like you and politicians jump on us, people that are trying to weigh the options out before they get the daggone vaccine, as you say, to make sure it's a good choice for them and their bodies and their families, waiting a little bit longer to see if the trials and studies do in fact show that there are no long-term effects, because not everybody's body is the same. They're wrong for that, right? But let's just kind of talk about the different points that you highlighted. Let's see why this is so frustrating, as you say, for American citizens that have to be bombarded with this type of rhetoric on a daily basis everywhere they turn. Let's talk about it. First point that she brings up is you have the freedom to be stupid, apparently. So, yes, fellow American citizens, because we have our freedom and our rights and our choices to make the best decisions for our bodies, our family, we have the freedom to be stupid. And Mrs. Reed, apparently, you also have the freedom to be stupid because you sound like an educated fool and you want to go around running around telling everybody that they have the freedom to be stupid. That's our choice. It is our bodies, and it is our right to decide whether or not we want to jump on the bandwagon and get vaccinated very quickly, or if we want to wait, get the facts, get educated, and see if this is going to be, in fact, a good choice for us and our families. So, yeah, I guess you also apparently have the freedom to be stupid, as you so eloquently stated it. She also goes on to say they're doing their own research. You mean like how you did your research, by talking to experts and everything else that you said that you did on your own terms to make sure that you were in fact comfortable with it. So because we're not ready to jump on it right now with you, we have the freedom to be stupid, as you so put it. This also goes back to the same message we talked about with Zelina in another video from Once Upon a Time. What I need is someone who will do what I ask without question, like a trained circus animal. So, because we're not done doing our research as far as what we are more comfortable with getting the vaccine on a timeline that makes sense to us, we're stupid, right? It's our freedom of choice to be stupid. She even says about Mr. Madison, she says, "Can we muzzle you? Because your voice sounds stupid," she says. So, because he wants the ability to have a right to choose to wear the mask or whatever else he feels is best for him, he's stupid, right? And we need to muzzle or silence him, like we talked about in the other video. If you don't go right along with what it is that they want and they feel, you're stupid, we need to muzzle you and you need to be silent, right? So this is what we were talking about. In an absurd approach to further defend her ludicrous point, she even says that Americans do, in fact, have the quote unquote right to die, as she puts it. So, isn't that kind of extreme? Because someone wants to possibly wait. They didn't say they were or were not going to get it. A lot of people are just genuinely trying to do more quote unquote research, as she sarcastically states that we're trying to do on TikTok and Facebook, but because someone wants to research, and I highly doubt most educated people are going to TikTok and Facebook to research, but she wants to surmise that that's what's going on. She does this really absurd approach that, yeah, you have the right to die. You have the nurse that says that she's concerned about the long-term side effects, which is definitely warranted. She then goes on to discount her as well. But all in all, with all of this nonsense that she's spewing, one of my favorite portions of this segment is when the gentleman says he wants to know what's in the vaccine. Where's the insert that says listing all of the ingredients basically that's in the vaccine? She likens it and says, "Why do you want to know what's in the vaccine so much? You guys eat Froot Loops, don't you? Why is the Froot Loop blue? You don't ask what's in Froot Loops." How asinine for you to compare a vaccine that was whipped up pretty fast, in most cases, people would say, to Froot Loops that people have been eating for years. And how do you know these people that are asking about the vaccines even eat Froot Loops, number one? And number two, even if they did, it's not even remotely the same. But you want to go around and call everybody else stupid. No, you sound stupid for liking a vaccine to a cereal. I mean, it's absolutely stupid and ludicrous. But yeah, this is a Harvard educated woman that is telling you that because you eat Froot Loops and you don't, well, number one, the Froot Loops do show what the ingredients are last I checked. So the more I think about it, doesn't the box of Froot Loops have the ingredients that are listed on there? Hmm? At the very least, you can at least trust that because it actually will let you know if there are nuts or allergens that are in there that you could possibly be allergic to. I mean, I'm just saying, on every box of Froot Loops, it does show you what's in there. The more I think about it, it's senseless. It really is to even compare the two. And then your argument is totally debunked, Mrs. Reed, because the box of Froot Loops actually show the listed ingredients on the box, right? Couple more points just because the complete hypocrisy and stupidity of this video that Joy Reid demonstrates just shows just how passionate and personal she's taking it. Because if she was thinking clearly, she would have never made that statement about not knowing what's in a vaccine versus not knowing what's in Froot Loops. When you clearly can see what's in Froot Loops, they at least list them on there, and it's not even the same. But I have a couple more points. I don't want to make this too long. Um, she also says they won't listen to their quote unquote Republican governors. This is not all political, Joy. Some people actually have minds for themselves and they don't need to listen to government or people like you to help them think. They just can make decisions for themselves as far as what they think is best for them and their family. And last point of the day I want to make is just about the pretentious compassion that she and people like her had for people who were a bit nervous or skeptical about the vaccine. No, you didn't have any compassion for them. Stop being a hypocrite. You were only compassionate for yourself, as you said, because the big bad Trump, and I mean that sarcastically, he always has to make an appearance in this very left's agenda here in the media. And I'm not a Trumpster. I'm not saying that I'm a Trumpster or anything like that, but I see what they do to kind of pick and choose and demonize Trump, okay, and people like him to push their agenda, right? So she mentioned, oh, I was so afraid of if Trump was going to push it, I wasn't going to take it because he's a psychopath, as she says. And I wasn't going to take the vaccine because I didn't know what was in it and what he was going to do. But fast forward and kind of pull back, now that we have heard from the experts, she says we all should be more than comfortable to just take the jab, or as she says, get the damn vaccine, right? And whatever your beliefs are, whatever you feel more comfortable with is your belief. But I'm not okay with people trying to just push their beliefs on you because you're now comfortable because the devil's incarnate, quote unquote, is now out of office it's okay because, I heard experts talk about it and I'm ready. So why aren't you ready? Because if you're not, well, you're just stupid, as she says. So that is the video for today, guys. Let me know what you think about this in the comments. This is real stuff. You cannot make it up. It's lunacy, it's crazy, and it's just going to continue on because that's just kind of the direction as to where this country is headed. Again, this is Liberty for All. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and have a wonderful day. Bye.